Welcome to Center Stage Music Center Online. My name is John Potoknik, and in this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you 3 specific rudiments out of the 16 total we have for NYSSMA's Levels 3 and 4. And the 3 specific rudiments are going to be our Flamacue, the Lesson 25, and the 13 stroke roll. All right, the Flamacue. Now, this one is a very special rudiment. On top of adding in, having the word flam involved, us playing a flam, which I discussed as being special in its own right in a previous lesson, we're going to have now the idea of our flam playing with an accent instead of on beat 1 or at the end of our rudiment, like most of them usually have. We're actually going to have this one have an accent on the second note. So it'll be a little unusual, and it's the only one of its kind that does this. But nice and easy and even, it's going to be made up of very common 16th notes. And what we'll do is we're going to start this rudiment with a flam and end this rudiment with a flam. And what we'll do is we're going to start off with a right flam as we play. Again, the right flam having one note nice and low and one note nice and high, using my wrists, keeping it all in the same easy and close location. And what we'll do is as we play our flam, then what you'll do is have your accent on that second note with your non-dominant hand. For me, it's going to be my left hand. It's going to be that second hand that comes in for that accent. And then as we follow, we'll just do another. You're going to finish the 16th notes just as if you were playing back and forth, each hand alternating nice and simply. We do our flam, then our big accent for our left hand. Then we have our right hand next, our left hand next, and we finish it off with that flam, and to be very precise, it's going to be the same flam that we started with. So the way we'll have this flam played is going to be accented just like that at the end. So having 2 accents in this rudiment on the second note and the very last note, we have something like this. We count our 16th notes just as 1 E and 2. And we stop right there, and then what you can do is you can alternate and continue it again, starting with the left hand. 3 E and 4, just like that. Even 16th notes with, you have beats 2 and beats 4, a nice big quarter note with a nice amount of space. So with the metronome, apropos to 80 BPM, I'm gonna have now, gonna count my 16th notes first, just like this. So we have our 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. Now as we get the feeling for the metronome, knowing that our rudiment is going to have an accent on the second note, of course you can bring it nice and slow at first just to work on playing a flam and then an accent with the left hand, or when starting the left way, a flam and the accent with the right. But it's important noticing and noting that we have the E come in and stand out a little more, an unusual spot, but now with our metronome, make it nice and even and easy, and we'll make it not a problem and very usual, if you will. So it's gonna sound just like this. 1, 2, here we go. All right, so important to note, as I was playing my Flamacue, I isolated just the right hand way and then just the left hand way, just to show you what it's like getting that accent on that E, that second 16th note. But as we're going to play them with the 16th notes as you would practice at home, I want you to, after you get the 2 of them separate, to have them together so it alternates and flows nice and smoothly. So you'll have your 1 E and 2 E and we'll rest right there after that final flam of beat 2. And then you'll have 3 E and 4 E and just like that. So I'll show you really quickly with the metronome what they're like together as we had them separate, just like so. We'll have our 1 E and a 2 E and a ready, go. just like that. So you have the two ways to practice as the right hand per the left hand. Then you also have now putting them together to make sure they alternate. But again, it's nice and even with our 16th notes. Despite adding in this extra accent, I think it makes the rudiment very unique, and I think you will too. All right, the lesson 25, a very unusually named rudiment as we have it. In an older list, we would think of it as the 25th rudiment as a fundamental 26, but going back way to the 30s. But now in 2020, as we play with this rudiment, what's special about this one is that it will not alternate. And how we're going to play it is just a specific left-hand way and then a specific right-hand way. But what's nice about this rudiment is that it relates very similarly to our rudiment known as the drag, which involves us having two small ghost notes in the beginning, followed by a big note at the end, or accent, with the other hand. This one will result in us getting three single notes after our little buzz here, or our drag, if you will, these two ghost notes. But just like most rudiments, adding in another similarity, we're going to accent the very end of it. And how we like to think of it as we have our little drag in the beginning, and then we hit our three big notes following the 16th note rhythm, 1, E, and we stop right there and have a little rest on the And what's nice is you can think of it as starting the next rudiment there, but we're going to break for a second. So as we count it, we're going to have these right here as a nice pickup in the air. We'll have 1, so we'll have our little break here, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, just like that. But now to fit it in our 16th note counting, I'm going to use my I pick up again like I've done with the drag, just like this. I'll go 1, E, and then I will do it the same exact way as it doesn't alternate. 1, E, and 2, E, and you'll see it starts to fit just like that in the easy 4-note counting as we start to speed it up. And what we'll do is having it just like this at 80 BPM. I'll show you what it's like with just the left-hand way, counting my 16th notes like this. So it might seem a little bit quicker at first, so don't be afraid. Taking it nice and slow, we have 1, E, just like that. 2 nice even ghost notes, and then 3 nice singles afterwards, with the last one being an accent. But at 80 BPM, here we are. I'm going to count my 16th notes just like this. 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and here's exactly what it sounds like, starting with the left hand. Here we are. Now what's super fun about this one is that you can almost think of it as a drum set pattern. As I know we're working on the snare, you can think of it as a very, almost to a Western beat or a train beat, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So a lot we can do with just the rudiments, taking it and pulling it apart from playing with NYSSMA. But now, as we want to work back in with our right hand, I'm going to show you what it sounds like with this non-alternating rudiment, starting with this side, my dominant hand, but getting the accent in my left, just as so. Here we are. All right. Nice and even, just as most of our rudiments, using our 16th notes. Not all the time, but most commonly we have nice simple 1, E, and I want to see, of course, as separate. You can have a nice rest at the end of your rudiment, but think of it as 1, E, and take a nice little break, and then do it again the same exact way. And then as you start to group it together, that little, those two raised notes, that little drag, if you will, that quick little double will start to be on every so it's always going to be 1, E, and 2, E, and whether you're starting with the right hand or the left hand. So have a lot of fun with this non-alternating rudiment. They will ask you to play it both ways, so nice, easy practicing, starting with the right and the left, and a nice, easy metronome tempo of 80 BPM. But enjoy. All right, the 13-stroke roll. One of our many stroke rolls, of course, this one being to an odd number, like most of them are. We're gonna count these notes out exactly as we play it, just to get the hang of how long the fill is. So we'll have something with 2 notes in each hand as we count, going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And as most of the rolls being with an odd number, we'll end with a single note here. And as we have that 13th hit, just like most of the rolls as well, we're gonna end with an accent. And very similar to tying in all the rudiments together, regardless what level, we're gonna have the hands in a nice relaxed position as we get that accent using our wrist, keeping it nice and even, of course, easy, and playing on the snare drum, we're able to alternate without any problems. And now, as apropos, playing here, we're gonna be now counting our rolls as 16th notes, even if it seems like we might be playing double the amount. We'll keep it nice and easy though, as I said. And with our quarter note now to 80 for levels 3 and 4, I'm gonna count my 16th notes first as I play it, just like this. And we'll have now our 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. And what we're going to be doing is, as we count, we're going to be stopping our roll specifically on the and of beat 2. And that's how what we're going to do is we put it into the rhythm. So counting to the number 13 at first is an excellent exercise, but when putting it into music, it might be a little tough as some of the numbers are multiple syllabled. So what we'll do is, as we count our 1E andas, we'll have each thing we say result in 2 notes on the hand. So nice and slow in the air, we'll have 1, E, and, 2, E, and it's an easy, short, surefire way to get to 13 without stumbling over any of the numbers and staying in time. And here's how it sounds at 80 BPM, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are, just like that, nice and even. We have the excellent accent at the end again with the wrists, a nice, even and easy motion. Nothing, again, too difficult or too crazy having to lift up the hands, but playing that as we go nice and slow. Of course, like I said, you can count to 13 first. With each note in each hand, you're gonna get 2 notes to get to that odd number here. But then as you add in the 16th note counting, playing it at 80 BPM and alternating shouldn't be a problem. Well, that's it for today's lesson. We'd love to hear from you, so make sure you leave a comment below. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I want you to stay tuned as well for more Center Stage Music Center online videos.